Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to another awesome episode of On the Throttle with Jacqui Van Ham and my buddy Josh Trokey out here bringing you all of the breaking news going on out here in motorcycles and power sports. We have got an action-packed day show for you today here. I am talking about all things side by side. That's right. I'm talking everything four wheels today from Polaris and from Yamaha. And in the middle of today's show, it's another show within a show within a show because we've got a great interview with Cinnamon Kernes, who is talking to us from the Motorcycle Industry Council, and she is going to be talking about some of the awesome stuff that is going on for this year's AIMExpo. Josh, what do you got going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I want you to go into your desk and dig out those no fear stickers that you have, because we're going to break those out and we're going to start cheering on Jeff Emig, because Yamaha is going back to 1993 to celebrate something else. And then
Right
if
on.
there's the longest tease of anything ever in the history of the world. Sometime we're going to go all the way back to the Big Bang for when this started. We're going to talk about how this tease is going longer, but we have information now.
I have a sneaking suspicion this must have something to do with this elusive dirt bike coming from Triumph that has been teased out for 25 years now. But we're all going to have to wait and see about that story and all of our stories after this word from our sponsor. Thanks again to Penn Grade rocking us out a little bit here at the beginning of today's show. Now let's go ahead and dive on in because it is an action-packed program today. As always, thanks for clicking, liking, and sharing all of these videos with your friends that love hearing about what's going on out here in motorcycling and power sports. So as promised, it's a four-wheeled world for me today. I'm talking all sorts of side-by-side news. And let's go ahead and dive in to this breaking news. Polaris just pulled the cover off of a handful of extraordinary machines, including these very cool side-by-sides. Let's go ahead and get some of the details. The 2024 Polaris Ranger XD 1500 hits new highs in UTV capability. There's a new Polaris Ranger coming later this summer. By the looks of it, your work on the farm or ranch is going to get a whole lot easier. This new side-by-side combines many of the work features of a standard pickup truck in a smaller, easy-to-maneuver package at a starting price of just under $30,000. The Ranger XD 1500 will be available in Premium, North Star Premium, and North Star Ultimate trims with room for 2 or 4 people. Of these, we like the mid trim with its enclosed cabin. It also comes with 30-inch Kented tires with option at 32-inch rubber and a power tilt bed. You can see it on your screen right now. Regardless of which trim you choose, the Ranger XD 1500 comes with a 3-cylinder 1500cc engine, pushing out 110 horsepower and 105 pound-feet of torque. So this beats the competitor. This beats the competition by a significant number. That's not to say we expect the Ranger to be a racer. Even with 15 inches of ground clearance, this UTV is meant for pulling out stumps, hauling bales of hay, and towing farm equipment. Buyers can drag up to 3,500 pounds behind it, as much as a Jeep Wrangler, by the way, and throw 1,500 pounds of payload in the cargo box. I thought that is awesome. These are the exact same trim specs of the Toyota Tacoma, which can't even handle that much. Shot across the bow, fired over to the truck people. Look at this light on your screen right now. This is just, to me, really, really incredible. I am just a total fan of these heavy-duty, super turbo utility side-by-sides. I think they're just really neat. I think they're very, very cool. I do not have a need for them. I live in a town. But I think these are so incredibly trick and cool looking. I'm a total sucker for these. I love that they're adding, by the way, to these packages. Not only are these incredibly built for utility, but a lot of these are coming with some pretty nice details and thoughtful touches as well, and a little bit more comfort on board. For $30,000, I kind of would expect that. So as we were just discussing, there's several different accessories available for the Ranger 1500 XD, including the Lock and Ride Max series, previously only available on Expedition models. The attachment system allows for myriad ways of securing accessories like a spare tire carrier or a bed extender without using any tools. I love that. Buyers who live in colder climates will appreciate the 84-inch Glacier Pro HD plow. You can get a hydraulic plow lift and an angle kit with an in-cab controller for easy road clearing. I think that that's pretty rad. Again, the Ranger XD 1500 starts at $29,999 for the premium model. The North Star Premium adds 10 grand to that price, while the North Star Ultimate can be had for $44,999. It will be in dealerships later this summer. Josh, what do you got to say about these Rangers from the folks over at Polaris?
It's interesting as someone that's been around agriculture, even farms now. I mean, 80, 90,000, $110,000 for a truck. They are not taking that out in the field with their cows. They are not taking that. So to me, I think this is a really sharp move by Polaris, because now this is something that the farmers are willing to take out. They are willing to let it get a little beat up. They are willing to let it get dirty, because that's what this is meant for. Pickup trucks are not meant to do that stuff anymore. So I think Polaris sees that, and I think they're really going to capitalize on that in this market. To me, especially in rural areas, this is a win, because once again, someone spends 90 grand on a truck, they are not chucking logs at the back of it. They are not throwing hay bales at it. They are not taking it to the back field. They're just not. That's what this is for, and they are going to sell the snot out of these.
Yeah, I think you absolutely nailed it. Trucks are so crazy expensive right now. There
They're
has to be some
ridiculous.
sort of like middle level, even though $45,000 is going to be the middle level. But I mean, it is to make work
Right.
happen out on the farm. So I think it's a very cool, neat thing, and that's my first story for today. Josh, what do you got going on in your neck of the woods?
So I know you alluded to Triumph, but this isn't Triumph. This is Yamaha back in 1974, when Triumph alluded that they were going to make a dirt bike. 1974, Yamaha came out with two letters that they put on their dirt bikes, and those letters were YZ. And that is what they are celebrating. This is 50 years, which makes me feel really old, because that wasn't much
Woo!
more before than when I was born. What's so cool about this is the throwback that they are doing to celebrate these 50 years is celebrating, basically the closest one I could find is the 1993 model that you see pictured up there at the top of the screen. What they're going to do is they are going to do four different models in it's a special anniversary edition that you have to get separate. The YZ125, the YZ250, the YZ250F, and of course the YZ450F. The YZ125 is going to be $72.99. The YZ250 is $81.99. What I'm seeing in these anniversary models, it's going to be about $200 to $300 more than the standard model, which to me, I think a lot of people are going to be like, look, for something special that looks like this, they are probably going to be willing to pay that, especially old people like me that just as kids, I had pictures of that bike hanging all over the place. So to me, it's a great thing. The other thing is Yamaha also did basically a huge number of updates to the YZ250F this year. It's updated KYB suspension that works in conjunction with a new slimmer frame that's got a flatter body design. There's also a new traction control system that has high, low, and off, which to me is awesome. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, remember when traction control was a thing that was just coming into the sport bikes and touring bikes, and now we've got it on dirt bikes, which to me is phenomenal. There's also an updated launch control system that'll allow you to adjust in 500 RPM increments from 6,000 to 14,000 RPM where you want the bike to launch at. Yamaha has gone through and, I mean, really kind of revamped a lot of that bike to, once again, be more competitive, because every year the 250cc class is becoming more and more of the main class over the 450s in terms of bringing up racers. With all of this, Yamaha is still continuing with the YZ125, YZ250, YZ250F, YZ450F. They are also continuing on with the same thing for the YZ85, the 85LW, and the YZ65 is still around, chucking kids all over the place as a great tool to learn on, because, you know, when you're riding a YZ165, you are durable enough to handle that type of stuff. To me, Jacqui, I mean, I know you don't want to admit it, but we are close to the same age. You have to remember this colorway. And I mean, to throw back to this neon, I mean, this purple neon type of stuff, I mean, yeah, we're here for it, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, I am so incredibly here for it. This is a yes from me. This is a yes. I'm literally drooling looking at the picture. This is fantastic. I love this. What an excellent celebration of just a clutch bike. I love this. I can't say enough good stuff about it. I'm literally just sitting here like completely kerfuffled about how much I drool on and love this bike. I am darn near speechless. Yes, wow. I am.
Can we put this on the calendar?
Yeah, I think this is.
Can we?
I know, right? I think that this is super cool. I love that you threw this in today's program. I did see this in a press release, and I wasn't sure if you're going to throw it in or not. I should have known that you would. I love that they're doing this. 1990s dirt bikes, so hot right now. Anyway, yes. If you belong to the collector nerd motorcycle market, 1990s. Late 80s, 1990s dirt bikes are where it's at. So I love that this is that, but modern, with a little bit more like modern amenity to it. So I am totally here for it. Congratulations, Yamaha. I think that is absolutely a slam dunk. And there's a good chance they might get me to go ahead and open my wallet for that bad boy. That's fantastic. So next part of today's program, as I promised at the top of the show, Josh, it is another action-packed show within a show within a show. We have got an excellent interview from Meagan Kusek, who is a managing editor over at motorcyclepowersportsnews.com, which is our very, very excellent parent website. If you had not had the chance to click on over, do go check out our website. There's always more in-depth articles over there, usually about the same stuff Josh and I are talking about here on the show, but sometimes with a little bit more in-depth and detail, as well as tons of business news and other stuff that we don't get to on this program. And Meagan holds down a good chunk of that. She is absolutely integral to that website and does a heck of a job. Anywho, she had a great interview with another fantastic woman out here in power sports, Cinnamon Kernes, who is the GM and VP at Motorcycle Industry Council, talking about this year's upcoming AIMExpo, which is the great big huge business-to-business motorcycle and power sport trade show that happens every single year. So let's go ahead and jump on into that interview. But first, we've got a little bit of a word from our show partners.
Switching to pay-per-mile insurance, Voom Insurance can save you up to 60%. This is ideal for multiple bike owners, weekend riders, and those of us out here with a shorter riding season. There's no tracking or hardware required. Voom uses a mobile app for convenient upload of the odometer. This is available in Arizona, Oregon, Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Alabama, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, with more states being added as we grow. For more info, head to VoomInsurance.com. ShowChrome is a leader in power sports accessories for 2, 3, and 4 wheels. For over 42 years, our R&D team has created innovative products for riders. We're releasing over 80 new products in 2023, featuring exciting products for Honda Goldwing, Can-Am Ryker and Can-Am Spyder, Polaris Slingshot, Side-by-Side and UTVs, and Ultra Guard covers for many power sports makes and models. Make sure you're staying in the loop. Sign up to receive new product releases at showchromeusa.com today.
As promised, let's go on ahead and jump on into that great interview with Meagan Kusek and Cinnamon Kernes from the Motorcycle Industry Council.
Hey MPM fam, this is Meagan Kusek, and I am here today with Cinnamon Kernes, the Vice President of Market Expansion for the Motorcycle Industry Council. She's going to be talking with us today about the upcoming AIMExpo show this February. Welcome to the show, Cinnamon, and thanks so much for talking with us today.
Thanks, Megan. Hey, MPN fans, how are you?
General question to begin with, how is the show shaping up? Because I've been looking at the floor plan and it looks like there are a lot more OEMs there than in the past. So what does this mean for the show this year?
That's a great question, Megan. So we have had OEMs on our floor plan in the past. Traditionally, they tend to sign up a little bit closer to, the actual show date. But this year, I think this is probably the first time since the show launched that we have had this many OEMs committed and contracted to be at the show this far in advance. So we are super excited. On the heels of the success of last year, I think we just saw a lot more OEs recognizing the value of being able to connect with their dealers at the show. Suzuki and KO, they've been with us for all 10 years, but we have, the KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, House of Brands with MV Agusta. We have new OEMs like Moto Morini. They launched at AIMExpo last year, which I think is always exciting to have a new OE in our industry. I shouldn't say new, but new to the American market or returning to the American market. But anyway, the show, the floor plan in the show, they're shaping up great.
That's awesome. And so, why do you think that is that, so many seem to be coming now? Is that perhaps due to a change in the format? Because I know in the past this was open to both consumers and dealers. Or, do you just think like it's, they've seen how good the show is lately?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? So for the OEMs, it can be difficult to attend one show and have to talk to their dealer customers and talk to consumers. It's sometimes hard to transition between those two audiences. And we did find that with aftermarket exhibitors as well. And so during COVID, we made the decision, the MIC, we're a B2B based organization. We're about the industry. We're for the industry. And so it made sense for the trade show to really focus on the business side of what we do. So when we made that transition and we became trade only, obviously the conversations changed with the OEMs and it really became a place to focus on their relationship with their dealers and vice versa. So dealers can come in, and I know most OEMs, all OEMs have great internal communications with their dealer network, but being able to have that conversation in person at one time and just reach so many of their current dealers and find potential new dealers, I think it's just a great opportunity, and the OEMs have recognized that this is a great platform.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, as you said, it's a great opportunity for the OEMs, but also for the dealers themselves to go and speak with them. Like this is an excellent chance to have, such a big representation of OEMs on the show floor, and the dealer can just go and talk to all of them at once instead of, segmenting them. Because, there are several dealers out there who deal with not just one brand, but, many of them.
Exactly. So yeah, we're excited. Again, it's a great opportunity for the dealers. And then they don't only just get to talk to the OEMs, but they also get to talk to the aftermarket. And again, vice versa. We have this whole community, and the community is not unidirectional. So the aftermarkets want to connect with the OEMs. I mean, they obviously make the products for the bikes, but at the end of the day, the OEMs are the bedrock of power sports, because without motorcycles, we don't have an industry. So for the OEMs to be part of the show, super key. But having said that, it really just, it connects all the different segments of power sports. And I just think it's very important that our industry have a show like this to connect everybody.
Absolutely. And all right, so this year, as I said, the show's going to be in February, but what's key is that it's going to be right before the Super Bowl this year, which is probably making you guys a little nervous, but what does that mean for the show?
Well, and so the key part of that whole statement is, yes, right before the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl is actually taking place in Las Vegas, which a lot of people don't recognize. So I'm waiting to see who's going to hold the first pre-Super Bowl party at the show, because I know someone out there needs to do that. we will not be taking parts of any of the betting or anything that happens. But what that means, though, is the show that traditionally has been Wednesday through Friday, we've backed it up a day. So we're going to be Tuesday through Thursday. And what that's given us the opportunity to do is make sure that hotel rates stay in line with where they've been in the past. It keeps, airfares, again, manageable. We have room blocks. We added a hotel this year on the heels of last year's success, which we had sold out of our room blocks. So if you haven't booked your rooms yet, please book your rooms because we do have a limited number of rooms. But again, we've adjusted the dates of the show. So it's Tuesday through Thursday for those of you that are accustomed to coming in on Wednesday. Come in Tuesday. You're going to miss the big industry party Tuesday night. So make sure you come in a day early. But again, it's just to make sure that it is accessible and easy for everyone to get to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll be interested to, see when we're there, how, if the show feels any different, moving it back a day, if it works better, if there's a bigger attendance or how that works. So I guess we'll find out in February.
Jacqui's got her microphone still off. So because the interview, sometimes we both do that. I'm glad we've both done that now because that makes it so we're even. So we're totally good. So I'll let you do your thing now.
We're good. Okay, so anywho, as I was saying, I gave this really incredibly moving speech about how important no, I'm joking. Huge thanks to Cinnamon and Meagan for the interview, talking about one of my most favorite things, which is AIMExpo. I love me a trade show. I love seeing all the new product, as well as getting the chance to talk to the manufacturers and hear what's going on from the dealers. So I absolutely love it. I look forward to going every single year. So huge thanks. And I'm sure there'll be more follow-up information, as I said, over at our parent website, which is motorcyclepowersportsnews.com. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. Now, for my second story for today, as I mentioned at the top of the program, it is everything four wheels in my neck of the woods, because I'm talking also about a new side-by-side that was just released. It's unofficially side-by-side week out here from the folks at Yamaha. This very cool side-by-side that was just released this past week. This is the YXZ 1000R and the YXZ 1000R SS, which stands for Super Shift or Sport Shift. A pair of very, very cool vehicles that was just released this past week. They are the pioneer in delivering the industry's first and only direct connection pure sport side-by-side. They announced enhancements to the 2024 YXZ 1000R and the YXZ 1000R SS, highlighted by a new 6-speed transmission and all-new Yamaha Auto Shift technology in the Sport Shift variant. These are assembled in Yamaha's state-of-the-art manufacturing plant in Newnan, Georgia. The new YXZ 1000R lineup raises the bar in terms of capability, comfort, and versatility, promising unforgettable off-road adventures for pure sport side-by-side enthusiasts across the country. So the highlight of this really is going to be that Sport Shift is the exclusive auto shift technology featuring 3 modes of direct connection conveniently accessible via a dash-mounted dial. That's right. This has 3 modes going on. We're used to hearing about this kind of stuff from motorcycle land because ride modes have been part of motorcycling for a hot second now. But I think it's very interesting that they've added it onto this side-by-side. The new 6-gear closed ratio transmission is designed to excel during low-speed operation on various terrains, ensuring the vehicle stays within the ideal power band without compromising high-speed performance. Furthermore, the enhanced transmission boosts clutch durability, delivers smoother engagement, and optimizes the overall driving experience. The new YXZ 1000R SS also showcases increased accessory integration. Let's try that one more time. With a higher electrical output and added accessory ports and plugs, which if you know anything about side-by-sides nowadays, woo, there is all sorts of fun bells and whistles and things and stuff to plug into these guys. So I love that they're going ahead and leaning on into it and upgrading the capability of being able to add accessories to these side-by-sides. Again, it's got the new clutch setup, the high output electrical system, which is up to 1,000 watts of electricity being available, industry first triple cylinder 999cc engine. Just very, very sharp, very cool looking machines. I think this is all really neat news from the folks over at Yamaha. Now let's get down to brass tacks here. The 2024 YXZ 1000R and the 2024 YXZ 1000R SS are available at Yamaha dealers nationwide, starting at $2,899 MSRP. The SxSs edition is available in Titan and Tactical Black, painted bodywork with a color-matched interior, a center-mounted rearview mirror, beadlock wheels, and a factory-installed Warn VRX 4,500-pound winch, starting at $23,699 MSRP. Josh, what do you think about these very excellent side-by-sides from Yamaha? The slide on your screen right now, that looks like a good time to me.
It's interesting with the Yamahas, and one of the things that I love about them is Yamaha going into it with the YXZ knew that this was a crowded market, so they knew they had to offer something different. In that, with that manual transmission-like setup, I absolutely love it, because with all of the CVTs out there, there's still a mismatch a little bit from that throttle input to what happens at the rear wheels. It's not that direct connection that you get with something that has a clutch and a geared transmission. So Yamaha really took that to the next level. And the fact that on their automated version of that they're refining that even further isn't a surprise, but it's a welcome next step, because that's something that they definitely needed, and especially for the clutch durability, because they had some issues with that initially, and I'm pretty sure this should take care of it. To me, I love the Yamaha just for that reason. It is not the most powerful one out there, but to me, it's probably the most fun.
Yeah, this looks like a real good time. Yeah, you've mentioned it. It's not quite all the bells and whistles and high zoot like the Polaris that we showed you earlier, but they're two very different beasts for two very different purposes. And I like that this is what's happening right now out here in side-by-side land. You know, some things are more utility. Some things are more like just pure fun off-road, like the slide on your screen right now. I'm here for it. I love both of them. So, Josh, what do you got going on for your second story today?
I believe we've talked once or twice about the possibility of Triumph coming out with a dirt bike. This goes back to before the internet, I think. No, so Triumph, actually, I looked it up. Triumph they announced it July 20th of 2021. So we are 2 years beyond that. And we have finally, I guess, in terms of, if you talked about it, this is of a tease, we're starting to see some ankle. Triumph has now, they've released information about the frame of the bike. And to me, there's some great stuff with this. I find it kind of interesting. So the thing that I found hilarious, Triumph has a video about this. It's about 5 to 7 minutes, if I remember correctly. It's got Ricky Carmichael, a number of the other designers and people involved with this. Ricky Carmichael alludes to, it's taken some time to get the benchmarks we wanted to hit. Some time, I guess, is a relative term, because they have definitely taken some time. The things that I want to compare it to, this was less time than Julius Caesar's reign, and this was less time than the Spanish-American War or Blackbeard's reign of terror. In this, there's some unique things about this. This is a hand-welded aluminum spine frame, which to me is a very cool setup. There's a lot of CNC machining, some casting that goes into this. This, I can tell you right up front, is not going to be an inexpensive dirt bike, but I think it's going to be very cool from the fact of what they're building into it. When they say it's going to be revolutionary, they're spending the time to do that, I think. The big thing is, with any motorcycle frame, whether it be a MotoGP frame or a dirt bike frame, you can't just build it rock stiff, because you need some of that compliance. Because remember, we take these things and throw them on their side and still need that up and down compliance from it. So I guess I would say it's compromising rigidity and compliance to get that ultimate combination. They are building this with versatility in mind for a wide range of riders. The next thing that they are going to tease out is going to be the engine, which I'm really interested to see what Triumph comes up with for that. Who knows? That could come out sometime in 2028. The bike is scheduled to come out in 2024, though. The other thing that I like about this that they have said, that Triumph has said in this minimal information, is they have said, we will have a wide variety with, get this, some street legal versions. And I'm excited to hear about that. So once again, we are still on the edge of our seat. We're running out of the edge of our seat, but I am excited to see what this is. Jacqui, are you over it yet, or did this give you some excitement again?
I'm not gonna lie, Josh, I completely forgot this project was even happening because it's just been so terrifically long. And I don't mean to sound like I'm dinging on Triumph for it. I think this is a neat, cool thing. You and I have just been talking about this for honestly 2 years now. And there's just been like the tiniest little like crumbs that sneak out. Plus it was like COVID time, so that felt like 500 years. So
and
I'm
how
probably
did they keep
being
it
a little
secret for this
dramatic
long?
and exaggerating it. Well, I think the key phrase here is, like Ricky Carmichael said, it did not work out like they wanted it to. I genuinely feel like they had to go back to the drawing board on a couple of things and do some adjusting, which is how this didn't get leaked out anywhere, because it doesn't exist. It didn't exist in any sort of like finished way because they still are product testing it. So anyway, I am excited to see it. I was pleased to see the minute I saw Ricky Carmichael's distinctive little face on a video, I knew exactly what was coming. I knew that there was going to be some dirt bike news, which is exciting. I was hoping, though, that it was going to be the actual dirt bike, but I mean, they've still got a handful of months to go before the 2024 year arrives, so they've got time yet. Yeah, I'm here for it. I love to see it. It does, reach back to some Triumph roots. I supported the whole like desert sled. Yep. They do have a history in dirt. They're crushing it with the Tiger. I'm just here. I'm here for the ride, Josh. I'm here for the show. I'm here to wait to see what's next.
You're here for the ride if it ever shows up.
If it ever shows up. That being said, you and I both know that the minute that any more of these little crumbs leak out, we're going to be bringing it to you here on the program. So make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that follow, hit all of the buttons, all of the things and the stuff. And a little birdie told me that we're creeping up here on the next handful of weeks-ish. We're creeping up on our 100th show anniversary. So we've got some more fun stuff in store for sure. That makes me want to tell you, additionally, go ahead, hit that like, share, subscribe, do all the things and the stuff, because you are not going to want to miss it. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, to another awesome episode. We will see you next week. Ride safe, everybody.